Hello, it's Erica of Herbal Arts, and we're here for Sunday demo, but on Monday. And I'm really close to the camera because I just set it up on the tripod, which is still tilted like this, so I can have the phone like this. But I did get a message, and my phone battery has arrived at the repair shop, so hopefully this will be the last demo I have to do with the phone in a weird configuration on the tripod. Now, I may drop you down a little bit more. Close your eyes if you get seasick. Okay. There we go. And I'll touch you down in a quick second. Okay, so I'm having a very lazy day. This is like a double recovery day because I had drove to Illinois on Friday, set up a show on Saturday morning, had the show, tore down the show, and drove home on Saturday. And then yesterday I had a Facebook Live sale. If you are someone who purchased from me at the Facebook Live sale, I still haven't finished getting all the notices out to people because it's just been a very nap-worthy day. And Heloise helped me take at least one. It was very nice. She's currently downstairs sitting, lying in the sun as the sun moves. She's been moving, following it around along the foyer. Completely unfazed by the fact that I think they're tamping down the concrete. And see, I'm still yawning because I'm just so wiped out. That's the thing, I'm coming down with something. But okay, so I'm planning a project, doing some felted wraps, but I also wanted to sort of methodize it maybe, so I can teach a class on it. Okay, so I've done the felted wrap class before from Bats, but it was a little more sort of free fall. So I want to sort of like do measurements, get a good sense of materials and what the cost is going to be and all that. Where the last time I taught the class, it was just I rated my stash of bats and that's sort of what we did. So initially I had this out. This is Merino top. I think this is called Loganberry. I got a bunch of they're from World of Wool. But I got this from Alchemy at Michigan Fire Festival, and I've been using it to make bats. But, of course, Merino is lovely for felting as well. But I have a little bit of this. This is a darker color. And I want to do sort of the plan is to do cobweb felting, wraps, and hopefully I can maybe teach, but I want to make one for this weekend for my guild sale so we can have one on display and sort of say, would you like to learn to make this? And that. So this is going to be the base. And because I really, really like the way Emily, shout out to Emily if she's watching, she ended up with a bat that was black merino with a whole bunch of different colors of sari silk in it. And it came out absolutely stunning. And so I thought I would go for a Christmassy vibe, but of course not traditional Christmas colors. So we've got this sort of Cabernet color, and then I thought I would do the green sari silk. I mean, my other option is gold, but I thought green would just look better. The gold some people just don't look good in yellow. So I'm going to try this and see how it comes out. And so I've measured this. This is just under 1.6 ounces. And I got that particular weight because this is all I have left. No magic number. I know most felters, when they do scarves, they usually are using 2 ounces or less. So that's the plan. So I'm going to tilt you down here. Hello to whoever is watching. There we go. Close your eyes if I'm going to move the camera. I just want to tilt a little so you can see that a little better. And so it's going to be a fairly thin bat, but because I'm doing cobweb felting, you want it very, very thin. The thing with felting is the thicker the felt is, the stiffer it is. And if you're creating a wrap, scarf type of thing, you want it to be flexible. Okay, so I'm just going to be tearing off pieces here. And as usual, I am going to do a layered bat. But I am going to spread this out a lot. So I'm going to try and do the whole width Obviously not this way. We want to go that way. Also because I have no shows other than a pop-up at my guild scheduled for December, and I'm beginning to get very nervous. Because, surprise, surprise, people are not spending as much as they have been. And I need to get through that hard section. Though I am planning on December, working on the website. So if I finally have time again, I think I want to go this side. Now this does have other colors in it. You can see there's some blue and some yellow. I got this from Honeygold Acres. That actually was not the end. Who knows where the end is? And I'll probably get some more from her. I'll see her in November at, there's this little piece of sort of white oil there. I'm just going to pull that out because that just is not the vibe I'm going for. Anyways, I'm going to see her at Threads and Fiber Festival. Yes, I am tired. There may be another nap. We'll see. And I still managed to get white there. I just don't want the white. It's going to be very stark. Doesn't that give a sort of holiday vibe to it? Sort of elegant night out, but not so Christmassy that you couldn't wear it another time of the year. So since I got the message that they finally got my cell phone battery, it was supposed to come in last week, but I'm going to head down tomorrow, and I'll probably just drop my phone off, and then I'm going to go to the guild, and I've been assigned a portion of the building to clean for this coming weekend. And then I will set up my garment racks. I'll also have my bats there, but I'm not going to set those up probably till Saturday morning. And then, so I want to do that cleaning. I want to warp up Pippin, which is the name of the little green rigid heddle loom. And then I'm going to felt. So I'm also going to try a new, look, there's a big whopping piece of red there. I'm going to pull that out. I may not toss that. That might be useful for something else. And that's one of the great things about using the sari silk is you can, be selective. You can also use something like the knitting needle I often have. I also have a little pair of tweezers that you can go through and decide, like, do I want that? Yeah, we'll keep that there. But you can pull stuff out if you don't want it. I think anything like a red or like a navy blue or something I would pull out. But the other sort of like the turquoises, I'm keeping in. But I want to try. First, I have to find my felting stuff. I haven't used it since I taught the class in July, and I'm sure I probably just dumped it in the basement. I am not sure though. Could be anywhere. But I do want to, actually I want to point out mention the other thing. Because I'm using this as the base, it's going to get very teased out. So while the green looks really close together here, it's going to be much more separate in the final product. One of the videos that Caitlin from Dunspun has put out is using the dryer with no heat to do part of the felting process. And so I thought I might try that. Okay, see a big bit of blue. What do we think? What do we think about that? That's kind of teal. I think I might keep it in there. Just pull it apart a bit more. So that way it's not monochromatic. I don't know if you can hear the banging in the background. Actually, that sounds a bit more like emptying a dump truck, but I think they're tamping down the I think they poured the cement, or at least some of the cement, last week, and then they were letting it cure. I think they're tamping it down now. I'm not sure, but I've got some mugs on a shelf, and they're like clinking against each other every once in a while. And there's this very slight tremble because it's, attached. I'm on that half block right before the bridge, so. And Heloise is completely unfazed by the noise. She's just like, nothing to worry about. Okay, let's get this. Might be a little bit of blue in this one. Okay, I think that's too bright. That's like a yellow. Pull that out. So we're still gonna feel those. It's gonna look really super thin because this is merino top. Probably shouldn't do that while I'm on camera. That's often where I'm holding that knitting needle. Like I said, it's still really tired. Like I had a bag of animal crackers, and I shook it, and I knocked up. I had all these little animal crackers all over the floor. I almost poured my boiling water for my tea into my smoothie this morning. It's just kind of one of those days. And I probably should be good and go for a walk, and I just want to take a nap. Okay, last piece. And if you're curious about where I will be in the next month or so, I have been sharing the events and posts for my upcoming shows. I do need to post the one for Arkansas again. I haven't posted that one in a while. But I'll be in Waterloo this weekend. And then I'll be in Arkansas, Fayetteville, the weekend after that, and then Green Bay, Wisconsin. I am gonna leave that little blue bit there. The weekend after that, and then Des Moines after that. That is it for my in-person shows, except for My guild has a pop-up holiday one in December. Okay. Just looking at it, I think that's okay. Okay, so time to break the bat. I'm actually gonna have a sip of my tea first. This is a plum oolong. It's actually not that cold out. I think it's in the 50s or 60s. I have not been out. I'm dressed, but I have not been out today. I will go out later. Okay, so we're going to break the bat. Use our doffer stick on our doffer crease. Feels incredibly thin. And it is. It's only, probably weighs 1.6 ounces or something. If you want to guess the weight, you can. I'm not too worried about, this is not going to get the normal label because this is immediately going into this project, which hopefully I will do tomorrow. But I will still do my typical pressing this edge back down into the doffer crease. It should come off pretty easily. Merino top usually comes off pretty easy. I can feel how thin it is. Okay. So that's what it looks like. Now once I start teasing it out, those what look like solid pieces are gonna break down into more tweedy flecks. At least that's the plan. Okay, so let's check the weight on this. Okay, teared it out. Tuck inside the little container. Yeah, I gained like 0.2 ounces. So it's 1.73 ounces. But yeah, so I will be felting this into a cobweb wrap collar type of thing. Usually I make them with enough sort of openings that you could tuck one end into part of it to hold it. Without having to use a fastener. But you can use fasteners with them as well. Okay, so my next demo is in Woolen Fiber Arts Community Group on Wednesday morning. Usual 10 Central, 11 Eastern a.m. Yeah, and then I think I have to make events for November. I haven't made those yet. But, yeah. So, hello, Katrina! But yeah, so that we'll see. I will obviously show you the finished product. And if the phone gets fixed, I can maybe go live from the studio. I can't go live, because the phone is plugged in right now, right? Because the battery, I think it was last weekend. I tried to take a photo. I unplugged the phone to walk across the room to take a photo of something. And the phone died. Because if I had just been looking at the internet, it would have been fine. But if I'd watched a video or tried to take a photo, it just shut itself down. It still had a charge. It would say battery empty, but then it would say 75%. And then I have to plug it back in. So I have a couple black, in my photo roll, I actually have a couple of blank, they're just black. They were whatever I was trying to take a photo of. So. Okay, so that is it for today. This doesn't get a name because it's going to go immediately into becoming a wearable. So, otherwise, thank you very much for tuning in. I'll be downloading this onto YouTube as well, probably within the next hour. And then I think there will be a nap. At some point today, I will get to the aftermath of yesterday's sale. Okay? So you all take care, and I'll see you around on Facebook and YouTube.